Charlie would be 2 years old, and Loona would be born much earlier in this timeline. As Charlie was with Lucifer, Lucifer would say, "What do you want for your birthday?" Charlie would say, "A sister. I want a sister to play with." Lucifer would say, "We'll talk." As he would go with Lilith, Lilith would say, "Honey, I love you, but I'm not popping out another one of them." Lucifer, "I know, maybe we can adopt a hellhound. You know they're cute and well-mannered if they train them." As then Lilith would say, "I don't know." As Lilith and Lucifer would look at each other, Lucifer would say, "Please, please, she's been so good." Lilith would say, "If we give this to her, she'll want more and more. Just this one time." As Lilith would say, "Fine." As it would be Charlie's birthday, they would drive her to the pound. As Charlie would go out and look around, as she would see a wolf girl that was scared, hiding behind the rest, Lucifer would say, "Which one do you want?" As then she would point to that one. Lucifer would say, "Are you sure? She doesn't look too friendly." Charlie would say, "She's scared and hurt. I want to give her a home." As then Lucifer would hug Charlie. Lucifer would say, "I'm proud of you, Charlie. I really am. You're very compassionate. I hope you never lose that." Lucifer would then smile as Charlie would smile too. As then he would adopt Loona. As Loona would go out with them, they would begin to raise her as she would develop her own personality that was different from the main canon. Loona in this timeline would have a completely different personality, as she was less violent towards people, less beragent, and just a kinder person. Now, Loona isn't really a bad person in the show, but she hides all of her good feelings. But she wouldn't really do this because she grew up in a loving, nice household. But one day, Lilith would leave, as Charlie and Loona, they would take it hard. I mean, they were adults at this point and living on their own, but having their mom never talk to them for around a year now, it was difficult. At first, they would say she'll get back to us, but she never did. One day, they would check in on each other. As Loona would go to check in on Charlie, "Hey, how are you doing?" Charlie would say, "Not best, sis. Dad won't talk to us. He's too depressed. Anytime I get him to talk, he just talks about ducks. And our mother's gone." As she would cry, as Loona would go and hug her and say, "Hey, do you remember when you adopted me? Well, you told Dad to. I never forgot that. You could have chose anyone, and you picked me because you wanted to be there for me. Now, I'm going to be there for you because I care about you, sis." As Loona would say this, she would smile at Charlie, as Charlie would actually smile back. Charlie and Loona had an actual healthy relationship, as they both cared about each other deeply. Even though Loona was adopted, Charlie viewed her as her real sister because she was, at least to her. As Charlie and Loona would get through this, they would move in together. Loona wanted to be there for Charlie in her depression, and over time, Charlie would slowly start to get better. As one day, Charlie would bring back a girl. Her name was Vaggie. As Vaggie was brought back, she would simply look around. As she would meet with Loona, they would get along, as then Loona would say, "I'm going to leave." Charlie would say, "Wait, what's wrong?" Loona would then take her off and say, "I know you like Vaggie, and I'm not going to be your third wheel. Have fun with her." Charlie would then blush and say, "I'm not going to." Loona would say, "I know what you're going to do." As then Loona would walk off and go back home. It's been a while, but since she was rich, she could still afford to pay the bills. As she sat there in her bed and slept. It's been a while since Loona was by herself. It got kind of lonely. She was used to living with family. Maybe she should visit her father, as she decided to go visit Lucifer. As Loona would then go and knock on the door, Lucifer would open it and say, "Well, there you are. Do you want to talk about ducks?" Loona would say, "I know you're sad, Dad, but we need our father." As Lucifer would say, "I know, but I loved her." As he would cry, Loona would hug him and say, "It's all right." As Loona and Lucifer would both begin to talk, as they talked about the good old days, about how when Loona and Charlie were kids, as Loona would say, "I understand." Lucifer would go, "Charlie always had so much dreams." "Hey, you never really talked about it. What do you want to do, Loona?" Loona would then say, "Honestly, I don't really know. I am so grateful to be part of this family, but I've always just helped you guys." Lucifer would say, "You gotta find something to do. You gotta find something to be a part of." As then Lucifer and Loona would nod. As Loona would then leave, she would try to find something that she can do. Loona would then have an idea. She would run a small store where she would sell t-shirts and other items. This was quite rare in Hell. I mean, Hell had lots of art, don't get me wrong, but usually everything there was destroyed. But since she was powerful, she was able to protect it. Lucifer taught her magic. Usually magic can only be learned if you are born rich or powerful, but technically, since Blitz was able to use spells from a spell book, we're going to say that anyone can learn magic, just the nobles and royals hog it for themselves. As Loona knew some great spells, no one wanted to mess with her, so her store was pretty much safe. As she liked it, she liked selling art to the locals. One day, though, Charlie would talk to her and bring her to a surprise. As Loona walked to it, it was a hotel. Would say, "You own a hotel?" Charlie would say, "Well, yeah, hang on, how have you not heard of it? It's been open for a few months. We even got interviewed on TV." Loona would say, "I sell clothes to emos. We don't talk about the news." Charlie would say, okay. As Charlie would let her into, the hotel. As they would all look around and begin to talk, Angel would say, "Hey, you're that girl who sells the great brands. Thank you. You know, a lot of my clients wear them." Loona would say, maybe I should stop selling them then. As Angel would then laugh and say, "You're funny." As then things would go on like in canon, but Loona would visit the hotel every once in a while. One day as she was visiting, Alastor would talk to her. As Alastor and Loona would talk, Alastor would say, "So, you're Charlie's sister. Interesting. How's it feel to be adopted in a family, to be given a privilege higher than anyone else? You know, hellhounds are even lower than sinners, right? And yet, you're a princess of hell. How does that feel?" As Loona would say, "How's it feel to be annoying?" As then Alastor would laugh and say, "I like this one. So, I have an idea, a deal." As then Loona would say, "I'm not going to make a deal with you." Alastor would say, "Come on now, you don't know what it is." As Loona would scoff, she would say, "It doesn't matter what the deal is. I would never make a deal with your kind." As Alastor would say, fine, not even to see your mother." Loona would say, "What?" Loona missed her mother, but she also had mixed feelings about her. She always wanted to ask why she left. As Loona would say, "What do I gotta do?" Alastor would simply smirk and say, "All you gotta do is save me, and I'll let you see your mom." Loona would say, "Deal," as they shook hands, and Alastor would say, "But if you fail to save me, it won't end well for you." As he walked off, Vaki would run to her and say, "What did you just do?" Would say, "I made a deal." She started to walk off. As Vaki would say, "Do you have any idea what you just did?" "Yes." Vaki would say, "I'm going to tell. No. Let this be done." "What?" "Lucifer, Charlie, all of them, always around me. People thinking I'm just some dumb girl that got to where I am because I was adopted. I'll prove them wrong. I can make my own decisions." Vaki would say, "This isn't about that. This is, can it?" As Loona would walk off, Vaki would simply sigh. As she would go to tell Charlie, Loona would say, "Don't," as she looked at her with red eyes, as Vaki would decide not to. As months would pass, eventually, it would get closer and closer to the battle with Adam, as Loona was practicing her magic. As Loona practiced her magic, she became well versed in it. However, she was still worried. She didn't know if she had it in her to defeat Adam, but then she realized all she has to do is protect Alastor, not defeat Adam. As she isolated herself for a while, as she trained for non-stop days on end, until finally she thought she was ready to defend Alastor. As the attack happened, Loona would simply wait in the shadows. As Loona waited, eventually Adam would fight Alastor. As Adam started to get the upper hand, it looked like he was going to win, but suddenly Loona would jump and kick Adam, cause him to go flying. As Loona would shoot electricity, causing him to fly more. As Loona would say, "Are you alright?" Alastor would say, by Save Me, you didn't have to wait by the last minute. It still counts, though," Loona would say, smirking, as they fought against Adam, as they were able to hold him off until, eventually, Lucifer would show up. As the fight was going on, everyone was distracted. As then a portal would open up. As Lilith would be there, Loona would go and hug her, and she would say, "You were always my favorite. Do you want to be in heaven? You have to say goodbye to the others." Loona would say, "What? Just me and you and my favorite daughter. Mother and daughter, we don't need them." As Loona would think about this, did she really want to abandon her family to stay with her mom? She would say, "No, I want to stay with my sister. You can't just," Lilith would say, disappointed, "I thought better of you," as she left. Loona would then sigh, as she chose to stay with her sister. to stay in hell. And that's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with all your friends. Hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. It was fun to see if Loona and Charlie were sisters, because, like, I like them both as characters. I think they're cool. Luna's getting more of a spotlight, which I really like. And Charlie, well, she's the main character of her show, so she's really always really had a spotlight. But yeah, I think it's be really interesting to see interaction between the two. Maybe she would hold resentment, seeing how badly imps are treated and stuff like that in the lower class, because, you know, Charlie's a princess and she's the upper class. I would like to see some of that, which I think it's Lucifer's fault, kinda. I think he was depressed, so Lilith just did whatever she wanted, and she allowed bad treatment of the lower classes, and that's why the hell system is so messed up. At least that's my theory. I don't know exactly. Somewhere along the line, Satan started to call the shots, but I think that happened after Lilith left. But at least, so he's been called the shots for only like 7 years. But that's just my theory. Then again, most people think Satan and Lucifer are the same person. I think they did that on purpose because, well, Satan was able to manipulate people thinking he controlled hell. But yeah, what do you think? Why do you think hell was so messed up, even though Lucifer's a good person? Where do you think it all went awry? Let me know in the comments below. And since it hasn't been confirmed yet, there's no wrong answers. Come up with a theory, explain a backstory, or say this character did that, or this happened, or maybe it was nobody's fault, it just blow in the face, and there's just, yeah. Let me know. And before I go, I just want to let you know that, making these videos are fun, but I really need you all to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with all your friends. It really means the world to me. It really makes sure that these videos do better. If they do better, they motivate me to do better, and I make better videos. So it's a win-win, all around win-win-win. You know, really no downside to liking, commenting, and sharing, and subscribing. And yeah, I really think that Loona and Charlie are some of my favorite characters of the show. If I had to like rank them, it would probably go Lucifer. Lucifer is my favorite, counting both shows. Blitz, my second favorite. Angel, third favorite. Then Charlie, then Loona. So yeah, that would be kind of my whole ranking sort of situation. And I was explaining like why I like Lucifer before, but he reminds me of kind of like a distant father who's trying to connect with their child, and that really hits home to me because of family life. That's like really personal to me. And yeah, and then Angel is just Angel. His whole story is very compelling. So I need to stop talking and go to bed. I love you all. Peace out and good night. Good night for me. I'm making this really late. For you, it's just gonna be noon. You probably just wake up or been up for a few hours if you're not like a night owl like me, and just watch it.